Good roads are vital to a strong national economy. Generations of Americans have invested nearly $3 trillion tax dollars into building our transportation infrastructure, yet it is in a serious state of decline. In large part, it's because we tend not to take proper care of our roads and bridges. Traditional public policy has favored a reactive approach, best described as build it and forget about it. New roads fall victim to neglect as they suffer the effects of the weather, the sun, and ever-increasing traffic. The results are uncomfortable and frustrating conditions for motorists, decreased property values for businesses and homeowners, and more expensive fixes for taxpayers. Ignoring our roads until the end of their useful lives, when the only remaining choice is to tear them up and reconstruct them, is an extremely wasteful approach. The historic focus on fixing the worst roads first, often driven by political considerations, comes at an exorbitant cost, often 6 to 10 times more expensive than if the system had been properly maintained. With operating funds shrinking to crisis levels in many cities, towns, and states, taxpayers can't afford policies that misuse tax revenues and squander natural resources. Motorists and businesses can't afford costly delays that idle away fuel, impede progress, and disrupt the timely delivery of goods and services. The old reactive approach has set us on an unsustainable course, and it's taking us nowhere. The Coalition to Preserve America's Roads advocates a new course, a proactive preservation strategy. It's a proven, cost-effective approach designed to keep the good roads and good bridges in good condition. It's not about filling potholes, it's about preventing them. Preservation treatments extend the life of structurally sound pavements by sealing out water, mitigating the effects of the sun, and taking other forms of preventive action to avoid structural decline. A preservation strategy improves the management of our country's highway network, delaying the need for costly reconstruction by years, maybe even decades. The economic benefits of preservation programs, however, aren't readily apparent to the motoring public, who often wonder why agencies are spending money on a relatively good road when one nearby is in worse condition. The answer is simple. In much the same way as preventive health care protects against chronic disease, reduces medical emergency costs, and prolongs the patient's life, preservation treatments guard against pavement deterioration, reduce life cycle costs, and prolong the useful life of pavements. Preservation programs create more jobs than large-scale reconstruction projects do by employing more people more consistently. Preservation conserves natural resources, using considerably fewer materials and less energy than reconstruction. Preservation promises less disruption to traffic, smoother roads, and improved safety. Good roads are what taxpayers deserve, what motorists expect, and what commerce demands. Change is critical in order to preserve our highway investments before the system fails. The Coalition to Preserve America's Roads, created by major organizations of transportation professionals, is leading a nationwide effort to educate decision makers and the public that it's time for road agencies to change course, away from the wasteful old mindset of build it and forget about it, and toward the more responsible approach of making preservation programs a budget priority. It's the sensible, cost-effective way to achieve a strong, safe, reliable transportation network over the long run. Preservation now saves reconstruction costs later. Our American way of life and our economy depend on it.